Hello, agents. I'm glad you called. I've got some clues for you. I think this will help you solve your next case. First clue is heart. Second clue, very similar. The third. Well, what I think is going to be most helpful is the code book. Let's look and see if it'll help us understand the case you have. Exodus chapter 2. The story of Moses. Moses was a baby born into Egypt during a time of slavery, and Moses was born into slavery. But through a series of miracles, his family arranged things for him to be brought up into the court of the Pharaoh. But as he got older, he recognized that he was a Hebrew growing up in the court of Pharaoh. God must have something for him to do. God had promised Moses' ancestors that he was going to deliver them from Egypt. And Moses said, I'm the man for this hour. But the problem was Moses didn't ask God about it. And when he tried to take things into his own hand and liberate Egypt, it became a criminal. So he fled to a region called Midian. One day, he was on a mountain called Mount Sinai. And as he was up there, he saw this bush burning, which is no really unusual thing, but what was really strange is that bush was not being consumed. It wasn't being burned up. The fire just kept burning and the bush just stood there. And he said, now I'm going to turn aside and see this thing. So as he goes over, it's God within that bush, and he says, Moses, Moses. And he says, here I am. And he says, I am the God of your ancestors. I am the God that promised Abraham that I was going to deliver you out of Egypt. And you're going to be the man to do it. And God says to him, I'm going to send you to the king of Egypt, the Pharaoh, and tell him to let my people go. And Moses says, God, I'm not a great man. I'm really not the man to do that. He says, you are. And he gave Moses some miracles that he could take with him to show the Pharaoh that he was really who he said he was, and God was really using him. And when he went, he says to God, he says, if the people say, who sent you? Who should I tell them? God says, I am that I am sent you. You tell them, I am sent you. And as Moses was about to leave, God says to him, you go gather the elders of Israel, and you tell them, I have seen your suffering, I have heard your groaning, and that I love you, and that I'm going to deliver you. You go with them to the king, and you tell the king, release my people. We need to go worship God. And he won't let you go at first, but before I'm done with him, he will let you go. All right, agents of God, there you have it. I think you have enough to solve your case. This is Major Tom, signing off.